Hello, dear class 2 students. Welcome back. So today we will start new lesson, that is lesson 5, food and good eating habits. So you can all turn to page 26. So students, here we see variety of foods. And who don't like food? We all need food for survival, right? Food is basic, one of the basic human need. So students, to start this lesson, let me ask you a question, okay? And you can think. So the question is, when you are very, very hungry, okay? When you are very hungry, what do you do? So students, we eat, right? We eat food. But why do we eat food? So today, after studying this lesson, we will learn food, different types of food and importance of food. Why do we eat food? Okay, so let's get started. So students, we eat food because uh, for nutrients. It gives us nutrients. It gives us proteins. From food, we get strength. Okay? So students, we eat food because it helps us to grow. Okay? So students, we can see two pictures here. Here, one of your friend is very, very strong. And the other one, we can see that he's very, very weak. So students, to become strong, and then for growing, we need food. Okay, when we don't eat food, our body will become very weak like this. So students, we should eat food and we should never skip our meal. Okay, now students, see, from here we can see that this group of friends, they are very happy. They all look energetic, right? Now, the reason is they are very strong and they have energy to play and work. So students, we all need energy. We all need energy to play. We all need energy to have fun with our friends, right? But where does that energy come from? The energy comes from the food. Okay? So students, we have different types of food and we should eat different types of food because from all different types of food, we get all the benefits. Okay? We get nutrients, we get proteins, we get calcium, we get minerals, we get carbohydrates. So all the food have different benefits. Now, students, like I have said, we have many different types of food. So let's see all the food that we should include in our meal, in our diet. So here, these are called fruits, okay? So the picture that you see here are called fruits. So students, here, this is called grapes, this is orange, and here we can see a group of fruits, banana, apple, orange, okay? So students, this type of fruits we can eat raw, okay? But make sure that it is clean, okay? Now these fruits are also called protective food, okay? Protective food. We all want to be strong, right? So this type of food give us that strength to fight against all the diseases in our body. And students, we all don't want to get sick, right? So we should include this type of fruits in our diet, okay? Okay, so students, here we can see vegetables. So how many of you like vegetables? Now, some of you don't like vegetables, right? Some of you always like meat. But students, we should include all these vegetables in our diet because these are protective food. Now, this type of food we can eat raw or we can boil and eat. But we should make sure that it is clean, okay? So students, these are also energy-giving food. These are very protective and they keep our body very strong. So students, we should eat vegetables and we should include vegetables in our diet. Now students, how many of you like butter? How many of you like milk? So students, this butter, it is a dairy product. So we should include butter and cheese in our diet, okay? And here we see milk. So we should include milk in our diet. And here, this is very common, but this is very important, water. Water is very, very important. Students, we should drink plenty of water, okay? Because for a proper functioning of our body, we should drink plenty of water, okay? And from all this food, we get strength. Now, students, how many of you like rice and how many of you like roti? So this type of food we call roti, and here, over here, this one we call rice. Now these are energy giving food, okay? So it is rice and roti, R-I-C-E, and this is roti, R-O-T-I. Okay, so students, here we see meat, and here this is fish. Okay, so students, these are energy giving food. Okay, they help our bones, like they make our bones like very strong, and they also help in the growth of our muscles. Okay, so we should eat this type of meat and this fish. We should include all this food in our diet and in our meal. So students, we have seen all different types of healthy food, right? So let's recollect them. We see vegetables, we have seen fruits, we have seen rice and roti, we have also seen meat, we have seen like fish, we have seen butter, cheese, milk, and water. So students, all these are healthy food, and we should include all this in our diet because all different foods have different benefits. Okay? Now students, when it is morning, what do you do? In the early morning, we have to break, okay? We have to break the overnight fast because while sleeping, we are not having anything, right? So when we wake up, we have to break the overnight fast, and we call that breakfast. And breakfast we eat in the morning. And breakfast is one of the meal we should have in the early morning. So students, before we discuss more about the breakfast, how many meals you should eat in a day? So students, we should eat 3 meals. Okay, we should eat 3 meals in a day. So the first meal should be breakfast. And for breakfast, we should drink milk, tea, water, fruits, bread, butter, egg, because it gives us energy and it will give us strength. So when we go out, when we go to school, we will have that energy, okay? And we will not go hungry. So we should eat breakfast in the morning, okay? Now, so students, this is lunch time, L-U-N-C-H. So this is lunch time. So students, when do we eat the lunch? So during afternoon. Now I'm sure in school you get a midday meal which you eat during the afternoon, right? So students, we should eat lunch in the afternoon. Now, so you can see here, these are a group of friends like you. Now they're having lunch, which is given by, so you can see these are distributed by their teachers. So for lunch, we eat rice and curry. Okay? Okay, so now students, it is dinner time. So this is dinner time. So students, dinner time, it is, we should have dinner in the evening, okay? In the evening when it is getting dark, we should eat dinner along with the family. So here we can see dinner which is prepared. So are you all hungry? Okay. Now students, from here, let's recollect. We should never skip our meal. Okay? And we should have 3 meals in a day. Now, 3 meals are the first one. In the morning, we should eat breakfast. Okay? Breakfast. Because it breaks the overnight fast. Second, we should eat lunch in the afternoon. Okay? And the third meal, we should eat dinner in the evening. And students, never skip a meal, okay? Because we should stay fit and healthy. And when we stay fit and healthy, we can play, we can have fun with our friends, and we get energy. Okay? Okay. So now, let's learn some healthy habits. Okay? So are you all ready? Now this is going to be very exciting and interesting, students. So let's learn all these healthy habits. Now students, the first healthy habit that you should learn is always we should keep our food covered. Okay, students. Now when we keep our food open, there are many dust in the seas. There are many dust, there are many insects, flies, germs. So that will get inside the food. And now when we consume that food, students, we will get sick. We will get stomach ache. And we don't like to get sick because we will miss out on many activities. When our friends are playing, we'll be in the bed. So students, it is very important to cover the food like this. Okay? Now, student, this is very important, not only this time, okay? Not only during this pandemic, but this washing our hands is very important. Now, students, we should always wash our hand before every meal, okay? Now, students, because there are germs, we touch many things, right? We touch all this and that. Now, students, what happens is when we don't wash our hand properly and when we eat our meal, those germs get inside our body and we get sick. So students, we should wash our hand before every meal properly. Okay? Okay. So now, this look good, right? So now we should always eat food which is fresh and which is warm and hot. Okay, so students, why we should eat only hot and fresh, clean food? Because it will keep our body healthy. Now, students, the most important thing, we must drink plenty water. Now, how many times, like how many glass of water do you drink in a day? Now, students, you should drink plenty of water. Now, students, you have learned in your lower class, when you were in class 1, you have learned that we have many different body parts. And all these body parts, they have to function, right? So, for the proper and well functioning of our body, we should drink plenty of water. Okay? And by drinking plenty water, even your skin will glow. Okay? And students, the next important healthy habit that you should learn is we must chew. Like this. Okay? We must chew the food properly. You should never be in hurry while chewing the food. Because students, the food that we eat should be digested. Now we have and it's like a machine, okay? It's like a machine, students. So the food that we eat should get digested. They have to break down in the stomach, and then from there we'll get all the energy. So students, we should never be in hurry, and our food should be well digested. Okay? Okay, so students, now the last and the most important healthy habit that we should practice is we must rinse our mouth after every meal. Okay? So students, how many of you do this? How many of you rinse your mouth after every meal? So students, it is very important because after meal, after food, if we don't rinse our mouth, there are the leftover inside our mouth. And when we don't clean, they will grow and you will get toothache. And then for that, you have to go and see doctor. When you get toothache, when you get sick, you have to go and see doctor, and you will get injection. And I'm very scared of injection. So how many of you are scared of injection? So if you don't want that injection, you must always rinse and clean your mouth after every meal. Okay? So students, that comes to the end of this chapter. This chapter was very interesting. We have learned healthy habits. We have learned the importance of food. So students, I'm leaving you with two simple homework. So the first homework is you should make a list of all the food items which you eat daily. Okay? Whatever you eat in a day. Now the second one is collect pictures of your favorite food and paste them in your scrapbook or notebook. So it can be any favorite food, okay? So just you can collect it and then paste them in your notebook or scrapbook. And if you find difficulty, you can ask any of your sibling or your parents' help to do that, okay? So students, thank you so much. In the next class, students, we will continue with new chapter, which is going to be very interesting. Stay tuned.